Phasmophobia is an amazing ghost hunting game that really took us by surprise back on September 18th of 2020. While we expected this game to do well during the fall season, we did not realize the impact that the game would have on the gaming community, and we certainly did not expect that the game would continue to hold our attention. But we were wrong. As the game's developer continues to grind away, adding small tweaks here and there, changing the ghost AI behavior patterns, adding in new levels and equipment, and making the game more difficult for seasoned players, we can't help but to find that we are still captivated by this amazing ghost hunting simulator. Hey guys, I'm Obi.
And I'm Zobi, and in today's video we'll be talking about the most recent updates to Phasmophobia, then toward the end of the video we'll be talking about updates that have yet to come and are being worked on for this chilling title. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all of our new content coming to our channel. Also, consider checking out our Twitch channel. Here you can hang out with us as we hunt down ghosts and have some good laughs as we scream our way through these haunting halls.
With that out of the way, let's phase into it. Starting out with the latest updates that have already made their way into the game's beta. While ghost hunting for a while was starting to become very predictable, it looks like major changes have come to the way we hunt ghosts and the way they hunt us. Starting out, you will want to throw all knowledge you have about the current ghosts out the window, as for the coding for the ghosts have been majorly downsized. The ghosts will not have as many tells as they previously did. Most behavioral coding has been removed, but what was left has been stretched and exaggerated to make the ghosts interact with you more frequently, or not at all if it's a shy ghost and you're playing with a team. While playing on professional difficulty, the whiteboard will no longer tell you if the ghost will interact with a team or solo members. So the best advice we can give you is to listen to the man giving you the startup info.
There's been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful. Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry. New intel. Reports of light switching. Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
This will help you narrow down the behavioral patterns for the ghost, whether it's going to be shy, aggressive, or even whether it's likely to hunt early. All ghosts now have a higher chance to wander on all difficulties. When trying to locate our spooky friends, we used to be able to figure out the ghost room simply by checking temps. Well, this will now be much harder with the new changes added in the beta. Each room will now lower and raise their temperatures at slightly different speeds. The speed at which the ghost lowers the temp in its own room has been lowered as well. Ghosts that cause freezing temperatures will now lower the room's temp at the same speed as other ghosts, and to make this more challenging, when the power is turned off, including the ghost room, will drop down at a similar speed. While the power is off, you can expect all rooms to slowly lower to 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and the same goes for when the power is on. The temps will slowly raise unless the ghost is in that room. That being said, on professional difficulty, the power will be turned off when you enter the building. Because the power will now start turned off, all rooms will start out at 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit. This basically means that if you're trying to locate the ghost via thermometer, you will want to make sure that the power is on, or this will be extremely difficult to figure out what room the ghost is really occupying. To top it all off, the thermometer now has a 2-second delay. Also, because of all the various changes in temperature, the secondary task related to finding a specific temperature has been removed entirely from the game.
You now have the option to choose the difficulty when selecting a map instead of this difficulty being selected for you. The activity monitor in the van will now show an estimated value rather than the true value. This will prevent the player from discovering EMF level 5 without the use of the EMF reader. Candles can now be placed instead of just thrown, and the parabolic microphone distance has been increased from 10 to 30 meters, and the width has been adjusted from 3 to 6 meters. This will help in finding the general direction of the ghost. Some ambient sounds will not be picked up by the parabolic microphones if it was not caused by the ghost. And the on-screen model of the parabolic microphones has been decreased to give the player a better field of view. Using the in-game cameras to take pictures will now sometimes give the players evidence. Let's talk about hunts. We used to be able to get away from the ghost just by breaking the line of sight. It was very easy to just walk around a corner or step in front of a support structure to make the ghost turn away from us. Well, that is no longer the case, as the ghost will now continue its path to the player's last known location. Once it has reached that, if the ghost has not spotted you, it will then start to search the area and try to locate the player. The ghost now has improved pathfinding and can now check inside closets and lockers. The ghost can now hear you during the hunt at all times, even when you're not using push to talk. The ghost will hone in on player voices, and if it picks up a voice, it will search those locations. So it's best to just keep quiet during the hunting phase, or the ghost will find you. Also, the distance in which the ghost can hear us has been slightly increased as well. Oh, and dead players can now interact and move specific objects.
Let's move on to what we can expect to see in future updates. Similar to the Edgefield Street House, there are plans to add random weather effects to all current and future maps. The evidence collection page in the journal is planned to be added to a specific board in the truck. This will help with communications during multiplayer sessions. Night vision goggles are planned to be added as well as an expensive item for purchase. This is one we are truly excited for, especially in larger maps such as the asylum or prison. Another item the dev plans on adding is the SLS camera, or structured light sensor camera. An SLS camera uses infrared light projection to pick up on movement and what it perceives to be human joints or body parts. This is the same technology used by the Xbox One's Kinect. The SLS can be used in absolute darkness or in full light. While we are not sure how this will be fully utilized in the game, we are excited to see it make its debut. To add to all things spooky, the ghosts are planned to be able to throw objects at the player, and items that are made of glass like plates will shatter upon impact. The dev also plans to have the ghost interact with objects during the hunt phase. While we don't have much info on this, we can only imagine doors opening and slamming when walking down a hall, or items flying off a shelf as the ghost passes through the kitchen. The dev is also working on adding voices for the ghost when it's in its hunting phase.
For those that play in VR, haptic support is also being implemented. This means that if you have a full body VR, you can expect the ghost to touch you, or maybe even feel its hands around your throat when it catches you. And finally, new maps. The prison was previously added to Phasmophobia, giving us yet another large level to live out our ghost hunting fantasies. While the developer is also working on adding an apartment building, mansion, sewer, as well as a hospital. All these new playgrounds for us to become immersed in. Phasmophobia is a game about hunting ghosts and being hunted by them. It's the perfect mesh of detective and teamwork while raising the hairs on our neck and giving us a few laughs when we find ourselves screaming out loud. While not much has been announced for the future, we are excited to see what is in store for us as virtual ghost hunters.
Well guys, there you have it, all the current updates and things that have been announced in Phasmophobia. Now we want to know, how do you feel about the recent changes to Phasmo? Are you excited for things to come? Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the easiest way to show support and help us grow, and we really do appreciate it. As always, be sure to join us on Facebook, Twitter, and considering checking out our Discord and Twitch channel. Here you will be able to interact with us live and just have some good old fun. Until next time, this is Obi.
This is Sobi.
Signing out.
See you guys next time.